Hey guys, I just wanted to give you a quick walkthrough of my budgeting spreadsheet. Um, as you can see on the bottom, we've got a tab for each month, so it's broken up by month. The first tab is just for setup. This is where you're going to set your budgeting categories. Um, so we can go through and you can see some that I have set, and then it'll automatically pull them over into categories here. And then if I say delete one, it'll be gone from every month out of that category. So now let's look at how this is set up. So we will have kind of two different sections. This first section is right here. This is where you're going to put in your gross paycheck, the date, um, and then your taxes, and then your net will automatically be calculated. And then tithe is taken out of your gross, so it's 10% of your gross. And then savings is 10% of your net. And so then at the end of the month, you can just take your savings columns and your tithe columns, or however you want to do it, and put those into saving accounts or whatever you want. You can make this an investing column. And then next you have your spending. So you'll put the date over here, and then you'll have where, and then your category. And this is a drop-down menu, and you can only select items that are shown up as categories over here. You can type them in as well. If you type in the wrong thing, it'll give you an error. And then once you put that in, you just put in the amount, and it'll automatically add up the amounts here. So if I add another Safeway food for 20 bucks, we've now at 100. So here's your category you set, saying I want to put 500 towards food this month, 50 towards eating out. It'll automatically add them up over here. These categories are what you spent in the last month, a 3-month average, and then your yearly average, and then your total for the year. Your total spend for the whole year, your total living expenses, which is I just have defined as a couple. You can change these up here to see which cells are adding up and change those living expenses. Total gross, total net, and total minus tithe and savings. So how I have these set up is when you put in a paycheck, like this $1,000, you'll see you have the 910 net, and then we know that what's left after will be net minus tithe minus savings. And so how I budget and how this spreadsheet is set up is you take the paychecks for January, and that's your budget for February. So this requires that you kind of build up a 1-month buffer into your bank account, so that you have all of January's income before you get to February. So once you're February 1st, you should have all the money you made in January still in your bank account. So then you can see that the budget total up here for every month besides January is automatically calculated based off of your net income minus your tithe minus your savings. And then you have your budget unallocated. So if I put in $250 for food, you'll see that it automatically takes away from that allocated budget. And then if I spent some, it'll come up with the total spent, and there's that. So that's basically how this spreadsheet works. Another little feature I have in here is I've added a filter right there. So if you just click on that, you can say, oh, I only want to see what I spent on food. And it's going to filter out everything else except for items that are labeled as food. So it's just a quick, easy way to see everything. And then you just go back to select all. And that's how the budget spreadsheet works. If you have questions, I'm always willing to answer and help out. Just let me know.